Bernard Tobin at the Innovative Farmers Association of Ontario annual conference. And I'm catching up now with Mike Belan, and he's been chosen the 2020 Innovative Farmer of the Year. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you, Bernard. It's a great honor. There's lots of great farmers out there doing lots of great things, but it's a good honor to have this.
Well, let's talk about some of the things you guys are doing. First of all, let's start with a snapshot of the farm. Lambton County, talk about the family and talk about your farm.
Yes, so we are a multi-generational farm family. I farm with my dad and my uncle. We work well together. We farm about 1,000 acres in Lambton County, southeast of Petrolia, Ontario. And we're no-till, and we've added cover crops.
Now, when you talk about innovation, I'm looking, that's a Brookston clay, a tough soil, and some of that innovation comes to how do you manage that clay. And you talked about cover crops. You know, you're getting in there in 1990. Talk about how that worked on that clay. I know you did plant with a drill, which was interesting.
Yes, so I guess it all started out of unfortunate events. In 1991, we had to reduce our acres because of the late 80s, and so we went down to a no-till system. Dad bought the John Deere 750 no-till drill, tried it 1 year, and was hooked on the fact that it was a one-pass operation. Lots of learning came from that. Managing our clay soils compaction was a huge issue. But we weren't making those extra passes across the soil, so we were actually seeing that there was less compaction because the soil wasn't worked up and it was doing its natural thing. We innovated with our John Deere drill, the 750 drill. We liked it so much, we tried to plant corn with it. We built a system that would go onto the planter and plant 30-inch corn. It's got its good and its bad, and I think it could work with minor tweaking, but like I said, with clay soil, the soil that we're working with, it's all about patience.
You also mentioned when we talked about weed control. I mean, like that no-till has played a big role, and you've also stuck with a pretty good rotation. Corn, soy, and wheat has been a big part and played a big role.
Yeah, that's right. Part of that whole no-till system, it's all about management, and part of that is sticking to a 3-crop rotation, not disturbing the soil to increase that weed seed bank in the soil and not disturbing it. Sticking with a crop rotation that allows you to mitigate any weeds and hopefully mitigate any weed resistance from over spraying with any kind of chemical too much. So, that diversity that everybody talks about is what we're looking for.
Another part of diversity here is cover crops, another innovative management perspective that we've seen more and more. You guys got really involved around 2014?
Yeah, that's right. We went to a couple conferences and really that took our no-till system a step further. That put a new management system into play, and it's a new way to manage our soils, the compaction issue, water infiltration, keeping things covered. And again, with the weeds, we control what grows on our soil when we're not producing a commodity crop. So,
it all adds up to soil health, and that obviously when we go from no-till to cover crops, talk about, I guess, that approach. I mean, it's a tough clay, but it can be more productive if it's healthy.
That's correct. If you manage that clay soil and keep the compaction out of it, let the water infiltrate, and build up your soil health, it is a great producer for a commodity, and it's one thing that we're working towards to maintain, I guess.
One thing you mentioned when we were talking before we started this was consistent yield. I mean, all those innovative practices that you've added here has sort of taken out some of the ups and the downs and the swings, and you found some consistency.
Yeah, I think one key for us is it's we're not striving, we're not putting the nutrients out there to reach 225 or 250 bushel corn, but we're not on the low end, of 125 or 130. We want to be somewhere in a nice range, and we want to be consistent every year, and that takes the highs and the lows out of any weather concern. We want to build up our soil health that it can mitigate any of those weather issues without over applying or under applying any nutrients.
Yeah, and that's a big key we've heard so much about in recent years is base fertility. These big yielding crops are taking a lot out of the ground. You don't want to get into a big situation where you're chasing fertility, but you got to maintain a base.
That's right. We're in this for the long haul. We're looking at 30 years, not 3 years. And when we vision it out, it's got to be over a 25 or 30 year vision. So we can't be robbing the soil to pay for today and lose it for tomorrow. So that's we want to keep that, maintain that stability across all the years evenly.
Yeah. Let's talk about 2019, a tough year, and this is a 30-year story of soil health and managing fertility and being innovative. Where do you sit in 2019? Now, obviously, last year has been a tough year, but where are your soils now?
2019 was definitely a trying year. We gave up a lot, but what we did notice was the resilience in our soil. We had, as everybody else had, water issues, water management issues. There was a lot of rain, and our soils held up, and we got rid of that water. That it absorbed that moisture, that extra moisture, and it was a waiting game with Mother Nature. We waited until things were fit. We didn't cause any compaction, and that's our long-term game, I guess.
Yeah. A final question for you, that is, when you talk to other farmers like yourself and they say, "Hey, Mike, how do you approach the farm?" You're now an innovative farm award winner, and people want to know, "Hey, anything I should do, a perspective that I can take to the farm that's long term and really focus on soil health?"
Yeah, I think it's management. We got to rethink about how we work our farms and rethink our management, more focused on soil health and the commodity crop as a secondary beneficiary of the soil health and how healthy your soil is. And I think that's the way forward for a long time I can see.
Hey, Mike, congratulations on the award. Thanks for stopping by. Really enjoyed the chat. Some great insights.
Thank you. Appreciate it.